Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all full elect in this word and truth, and in sincerity. Okay, I'm the brother Awalam from the GMS West Palm Beach Camp. Back with another lesson. And pretty much I just want to go through how these devils, the Edomites, are divided, here in Babylon the Great, which we understand according to the scriptures, is going to lead to the downfall of this place because, as Yahweh Shai said, and I'm about to read it, right? Every empire that fell, ultimately fell because, they started to get divided. There was that saying that goes, here in America, united we stand, divided we fall, So what we see going on right now is, the division leading to their fall, man. And of course, it's not something that happens overnight, but, it's a process that's happening. But when it's all said and done, these Edomites are going to have hands on each other's necks, Because why? Because the curses are falling upon our enemies, pertaining to Deuteronomy 30:7, where it says that the Lord shall put all these curses upon our enemies and those that hate us, man. So as we're waking up to who we are as the children of Israel, the Lord is putting the curses on our enemies. Okay? But this is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 25, and it says, "And Yahweh knew their thoughts, and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand." Every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. All right, the house of Edom, the Edomites, they're divided against each other, man. So how shall they stand? They can't stand. Because when it's all said and done, it's gonna all lead to World War III. It's gonna all lead to the collapse of Babylon, which entails, different groups of Edomites going against each other. You got the left wing, you got the right wing. You got the small hats against the Americans. So it's gonna be a war of Esau against his brethren. Of course, you're gonna have the different nations mingled among, the skirmish going on. You got 2/3 is gonna be mingled among them too. So seeing Esau's fall, is a beautiful thing because this man has ruled, in wickedness so long. People thought that Esau was untouchable. Most people thought that Esau would never fall. But as we see, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai says otherwise about that. And back when, back before the truth, you used to see Esau. When you saw Esau, you thought this man was the pinnacle of, rulership. You go to his colleges, you go get a job, learn everything he knows, he teaches you, and think that you get on his level. But really, this system is set up for only Edomites to make it, man. So to see Esau fall in his own system, it's a beautiful thing. It says, verse 26, "And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?" You see? How shall then his kingdom stand? It can't. It's going to crumble eventually, man. All right? Salaki, man. I need a morning. Okay? Let's go to Ecclesiastes, one of my favorites. The 25th chapter. And verse 7, it says, "There be 9 things which I have judge in mine heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy in all his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies. All right? And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies, you see? So, one of the things that we're seeing right now is the fall of our enemies, beginning with the Edomites. You know? And to know who our enemies are, you can go to Psalms 83rd chapter, and it's going to give you a list of those who wants to see us fall, those who wants to see us wiped away. All right, and they come in these meetings, in order to pretty much calculate some kind of plan to get the Israelites, the true biblical Israelites out of the way. All right, but Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is not letting Edom, destroy the nation of Israel and the seed of Jacob, who he's blessed. What's that scripture that says? Let me see if I can find. I know it's in either Proverbs or Ecclesiasticus. He that casteth a rock upon his head shall it fall. Along those lines. Let me see if I can find it. Casteth stone or rock. Pretty much, what Esau set up for the nation of Israel is going to come back upon him. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Upon his head shall it fall. Somewhere along those lines. Let me see if I can find it. If I can't find it, that's cool. It's just, that's a precept that came to mind. But, I can't find it. Let me see. All right. 27 and 25. That might be the one I'm looking for. Right here. Ecclesiasticus 27 and verse 25. It says, oh man, whoso, it's like it. Park my car real quick. It says, whoso casteth a stone on a high casteth it on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds. You see, so Esau Edom has cast a stone, and it's gonna fall upon his head, man. And making his point, he casted it upon the Israelites, but the Lord redirected it back to him. Okay, because when you read the book of Isaiah, it says how Salakia. When you read the book of Isaiah, it says how Jacob is a worm. The Lord calls Jacob a worm, and the worm is pretty much an insect without defense. All right. So as a worm, we have no defense. So these nations, they can cast stones at us, whenever they feel so, but the Lord is going to always protect us. Okay? It says, verse 26, whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that setteth a trap shall be taken therein. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it cometh. You see? So Esau Edom, since he's coming to rulership, all he been doing is causing mischief, setting traps for Israel. All right, through these celebrities and their music, Hollywood, the movies, all these different avenues that Esau, Edom, Jake, are into, he's corrupted it. Because when you go back to like the beginning of, really like the hip hop culture, our movies, what our people were into, before Esau, Edom had a hand in it, it was really more so about, culture and, pretty much lifestyle type stuff, family oriented, But when Esau, Edom took control of it, it became corrupt. Now all they talk about is drugs. All they talk about is sex and different things of that nature. Why? To keep Jake corrupted. All right? But Esau, Edom did not take into effect, and now his own people are getting, fucked up by, the traps that he set up for Jake. You see? So once again, verse 26 says, whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein. You see? So Esau dug a pit for the Israelites, but now his own people are falling into that pit. And of course you're going to have, little stragglers that get caught, Jakes, that get caught in it. But the Lord has woken the elect from, the confusion. All right? So now we see these Edomites suffering as it were Jakes that were suffering, man. Because the curses are being put upon them. You see? So now what we're seeing now is a house divided. Esau is going to get his issue, man. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 19. In verse 2, and it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. You see? So the Lord is setting the spirit of division among America, man. Babylon the Great. And it's only going to heighten from here. It's only going to get worse from here. And when we hear these things, this is what we need for Shalaki. When we hear these things, this is what we need, all right, as signs to know that we're at the end. All right? This is why in the book of 2nd Esdras, in the 9th chapter, it says, verse 9, I can start from verse 1, actually chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. You see, the Lord is visiting the world. We understand that he is because of the things happening around the world and linking it with prophecy. We understand what time that we're in. Just like how somebody, constantly checks his clock. Let's say if you're at work, you're constantly checking the time because you know that the time of the end of your shift is getting close. So you keep checking. You're looking for, 4 o'clock. But spiritually, we're waiting for the return of Yahweh Shai. So we're checking that spiritual clock. When something happens, hey, we go back into prophecy and we see, where this thing is written that it would happen. See? So we're checking our spiritual watches. Verse 3 says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. See, so there are uproars of the people happening around the world, man. And one of many uproars happening here in Babylon is the uproars of Edomites. All right, the Edomites against their government. You got the left wing against the right wing, so on and so forth. All right, and the fact that these people are divided, that's the work of the Lord. That's the work of the Lord, because when they were together, they oppressed Jake. When they were together, they oppressed Jake. And our people, they don't forgot about the history of Babylon. What happened when Esau was together and, they were singing Jolly Go Lucky. That's when Esau had you hanging on trees, man. Now that, they've realized that the small hats have pretty much took their blessing, now they want to come together and against them. No, this is their fight, but that's pretty much the point. Once again, this has been, a house divided cannot stand, dealing with the Edomites. Okay, so, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to those full elect, hearing this word in truth and in sincerity. Until next time, I say shalom.